Her Majesty's Prison Portland is situated in the Isle of Portland in Dorset, and holds both adult males, Category C, and young offenders. It only accepts young offenders with sentences of 10 years or less, and adults serving sentences of 8 years or under. The prison was originally constructed in 1848 and then was expanded significantly in 1910 after the purchase of neighboring land from the Admiralty. Portland's prison opened in 1848 for the holding of adult convicts. The purpose of a prison at Portland was largely to make use of convict labor in the construction of the breakwaters of Portland Harbor and its various defenses. The first convicts, totaling 64, arrived aboard the HM steamer Driver on November 21. The Admiralty quarries were developed for convicts to work in, and once established, convict labor was providing 10,000 tons of stone per week for use on the breakwaters. The conditions within both the prison and its quarries throughout the 19th century would later help calls for penal reform in the UK, as many prisoners died while quarrying stone. It was said that you knew when you were about to come upon a prison gang. All around the rim of the deep quarry pit stood the warders, armed, ready for any signs of trouble or disobedience. The museum hosts a fascinating collection of prison memorabilia. A history of prison life in their large collection of photographs through the ages. Contents of different prison governors' office equipment. Everyday prison life artifacts. Restraining artifacts such as a straitjacket and various sets of hand cuffs, even a canvas stretcher used to carry injured convicts back from the quarries to the prison hospital. If your interests are life in prison, life spanning from the 1800s to the present day, this is the place to visit. I was particularly impressed with the friendly, knowledgeable staff and would like to thank them for all their help in the making of this video. Now let's take a look at some of the artifacts on display. In the years that followed, Cook claimed Australia for England and Nelson's victory at Trafalgar, the Admiralty held a great deal of sway within the government. So, when a strategic naval harbour was needed at Portland on the south coast of England, an Act of Parliament in 1847 allowed for purchasing greater areas of Portland adjacent to the King's quarries that were already Crown property. The stone would be quarried for the construction of a breakwater, and in 1848 and 1849 convicts arrived to provide labor in the Admiralty quarries. Portland Prison started with 64 prisoners. By 1861 there were more than 1,500 prisoners. Convicts would be transported to Australia and the colonies, but spending time at Portland would give them the chance to earn goodwill credits and learn a skill crucial to the development of Australia when they would eventually arrive there. Transportation to Australia ended in 1869. The breakwater was completed in 1872, but by now the brutal regime of quarrying and stone masonry at Portland Prison had become established. The Verne Citadel was constructed and completed finally in 1889. Calls for penal reforms grew alongside the science of criminology, and by 1895 a report by Gladstone called for widespread changes, including the need to separate children and women. In 1904, Winston Churchill as Home Secretary ordered the experimental juvenile prison in Kent as a wing to the prison in the village of Borstal. Portland Prison was transformed to a Borstal in 1921, and it started out with a reputation for brutality. 1983 saw it change to a Youth Offenders Institute. Now in 2025 HMP Portland is a Category C male prison. This history and many stories of the daily lives of convicts, wardens has been told in Grove Prison Museum since 2014. The museum is a community project founded by John Hutton, curator/author, an ex-prison officer who provides a research service for people tracing their family history and maintains free admission to the museum for tourists, interested parties, and especially the community of the Isle of Portland. The impact of the prison on Portland, economically, socially and geographically, is significant in so many ways, and it's an important aspect of social history. Sports have played a great part in the life of Portland Prison, and the museum has on display a large collection of the sporting memorabilia that it has saved over many years. In conclusion, I would like to express my gratitude to the staff of Grove Prison Museum for their help in compiling this video. Once again, thanks guys, you were great.